Thank you for having me here. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to speak in front of you all. मन का हो तो अच्छा, मन का ना हो तो और अच्छा. These are the lines spoken by our renowned poet, Shri. Anybody can guess? Harivansh Rai Bachchan, yes. To his son, Shri Amitabh Bachchan. When I first heard these lines, I couldn't get its meaning. I did not know what he meant actually. I always wanted to be a doctor, but unfortunately, I became patient. I wanted to help people. I wanted to reduce their pain. I wanted to make them independent in one way or the other. But I did it, but in a different way. In a way that you are seeing. I have seen a lot of pain by losing my career, my dreams. I lost my mindfulness. I lost my gait. I had stopped salivating. I had started hallucinating. Yes, it was clinical depression called schizophrenia, which happened after the diagnosis of a rare, incurable autoimmune disease called systemic lupus erythematosus. In short, we know it as lupus. I had lost everything, my career, my dreams, everything. You know, when we don't learn lessons from others, life teaches us in a practical way. That was what happening with me. I had nothing left when this happened. I was succumbing. I was hopeless. But slowly and slowly, I got to know that challenges are meant to be challenged, not to sit and cry and crib for what we are not having. I again started dreaming a new dream. I started spending my time in my hobbies, doing paintings, crafts, writing poetries, singing. After a little bit of recovery, I again joined my college with a hope that things will be all right. But eventually, I got bedridden. I had to discontinue 2 of my professional courses due to my illness. One was physiotherapy, another was nutrition and health education course. Due to my dormant state, doctors prescribed me a medicine, an immunosuppressive drug called cyclophosphamide, which caused me a severe infection all over my body. I was hospitalized for 4.5 months. I was serious, I was quite serious, and I had to face death for 3 times during that 4.5 months period. Doctors were not sure of my life at all. I was declared septicemic. My spine was damaged. By God's grace, I would say, I recovered. I took discharge from the hospital on my own wish. I came back to my house. As I was recovering, I thought not to concentrate over my sufferings. Rather, I should work on rest of the things which I enjoy doing. You know, when life shows you hard time and it becomes a war, we have to learn to plant flowers on the battlefield. Besides that, we have to prepare for anything and everything. This is what life is. I started teaching students, which is another hobby of mine. I started recovering because I spent my time doing all the beautiful things that I wanted to do. You know, critics are the people that are really wonderful people actually, that they themselves don't know. One of the parents came to me and said, "Why don't you teach my kid more than an hour?" I told her, "Ma'am, you need to pay me extra for an extra hour as I'm not working anywhere and my source of income is this only." She said, "You are undergraduate. Why should I pay you?" That was the simple statement that she said, but that stuck into my mind. When I returned home from the hospital, I always used to see in the social media my schoolmates, they had become doctors, some had become engineers, some were managers, and it used to somewhere ping me, who am I? I have nothing. I'm not professionally qualified, and what else? But that parent had stuck something into my mind, and I had determined to finish my education. I did BCA, MCA, topped in my regional center, and funded my education as well through teaching. That was something that was motivating me to do much bigger in my life. I did funded my education by selling my paintings as well. Worked for a dress designer too, whose work was exhibited in Delhi and Dubai. That wasn't enough for me. I wanted to do something different as well. After finishing my MCA, I enrolled myself for Miss Wheelchair India, which was a push by a Facebook acquaintance. I was reluctant to participate in that event because I had a severe stage phobia, which was developed during my school days. I had forgotten my speech in standard 5, and then when I tried again in my 8th grade, I again forgot last stanza of my poetry. And that impression went in such way that I had decided not to come in front of the people as a solo presentation. That was the challenge which I was seeing in Miss Wheelchair India, because I had to introduce myself, coming in front of the people and say something about me. So to overcome that, I went to various institutes, delivered my speech, practiced my speech in front of the camera of my phone and in front of the mirror. I got confidence. I delivered my speech. I showed my presentations, and I won that contest. I got the privilege of keeping that crown for 2 years, as due to some sponsorship problems, it could not held in 2016. And another privilege that I got is to represent myself on a world stage in Miss Wheelchair World Contest held last month. You know, challenges are meant to be challenged. After this, I am planning to work for the people who see hopeless life in front of them. I want to open an avenues for them. Our life is like a beautiful painting. It is already beautiful. We just have to put colors into it and make it unique with our impressions, rather sitting and crying and thinking that we cannot do anything. We can do everything. It's all here, nowhere else. Thank you.